Good evening again, everyone. The hounds of censorship are off and running again, and this time the target is those blood and guts movies that count on screams to bring in dollars. This past weekend, 3 Los Angeles television stations refused to carry commercials for Brian De Palma's Dressed to Kill except during restricted time periods. The so-called offensive scenes showed Michael Caine dressed as a woman about to attack Angie Dickinson with a razor. But what is causing an even greater furor is the Los Angeles Times' refusal to carry any advertising for a film called Maniac. The Times states, and we quote, "The film has no socially redeeming value whatsoever, and it is our duty to the community we serve not to encourage even indirectly such violence," end quote. This response has Maniac director William Lustig furious. He calls it censorship and has found support within the community from actors Roy Scheider and Stacy Keach, producer Bruce Gilbert of 9 to 5, and director William Friedkin of The Exorcist. They all sent telegrams to the Times protesting its action. Yet this kind of censorship seems almost inevitable considering the flow of blood and guts films, which has glutted the marketplace in recent years. While it is possible to argue the artistic merit of films such as Psycho and The Exorcist, a new breed of shriek merchants has exploited the once honorable genre of the terror film. Most followers of this genre point to a 1978 film called Halloween as the vehicle which opened the bloody floodgates at the box office. This critically acclaimed movie, directed by John Carpenter, grossed more than $50 million since its release. But unfortunately, it has spawned a host of imitations bearing such gruesome titles as Blood Beach and My Bloody Valentine. And now virtually not a week goes by without another scare movie making its appearance. Such popularity raises one important question. What is the appeal of these films? Studies have shown that the primary audience for these movies are thrill-seeking teenagers and minority groups. Maniac director Bill Lustig says white middle-class America is staying home from theaters except for special events like The Empire Strikes Back, and is instead watching movies on cable TV, leaving the local theaters to blacks, Latinos, and other minorities without the financial resources to tap into the home video market. Why do horror films appeal to minority groups? Well, Lustig says it's because the movies rely heavily on visual impact, and therefore language is not a problem. But many parents and civic groups see these films in a more sinister light, calling them the new pornography. And certainly films with exploitative titles like Blood-Sucking Freaks are hard to defend, although in most cases the titles are more lurid than the movies themselves. However, the fascination with freakiness may be fading. At a recent preview of Friday the 13th Part 2 at a Hollywood Boulevard theater, the audience openly booed this particular coming attraction. This could mean the issue of censorship will take care of itself in a free marketplace where the audience chooses what it wants to see and therefore, in its own way, dictates what gets made. This is certainly preferable to local, state, or federal censorship, which a very vocal portion of this country is now supporting. And tomorrow, Coast to Coast will continue after these messages.